Is it recording? There we go. My computer's like lagging out big time today, so everything's just moving a little bit slowly. But hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of From the Fourth Line. My name's Emma, and I'm joined, as always, by my lovely co-host, Ella.
Hello.
And I'm not going to make you start singing because you are sick right now, but I'm not even going to drum on my desk because I think that would be terrible for the audio of this show. But happy second birthday to From the Fourth Line.
Happy second birthday from the fourth line.
That's it. The show.
She's two.
Actually, she's two. We're recording this on Wednesday yet again. So it actually, when this episode goes live tomorrow, and I'll even get it up tomorrow afternoon because I don't have to work anymore.
Yay.
When this episode goes live tomorrow, it will be actually on the second birthday of the show. This is episode 157 of like the numbered episodes though, because we do have episodes that we did not number.
All unnumbered ones sprinkled in.
But yes, that's kind of nuts.
That's
2 years,
crazy.
like 157 episodes. How many guests have we had? Like 7, 8?
A fair few.
Fair few. So we're gonna get all the like heartfelt stuff out of the way, and then we'll talk about the leaves. I will say I'm so glad that they won last night, because if I had to sit here and be like, happy second birthday to From the Fourth Line. So the Leafs lost last night. I think I would have gone a little bit nuts. But yeah, I just want to say, like, Ella will have a spiel too, but I just want to say thank you guys for listening to as many episodes as you have felt like wanting to listen to. If that's all 157 and you know, all the other bonus episodes we've thrown out there, or if it's only been one, thank you, because it means a whole lot. Like, I think we've said this before multiple times through various episodes and things like that. Like, we don't get paid for this. There is no, if you've noticed, show has no ads, which is different than maybe some other podcasts that you listen to. We have no ads. We don't see any money from doing this. We truly do this for the love of the game, whether that be the game that is podcasting or the game that is the sport of hockey and the Toronto Maple Leafs. That is why we do the show. I'm gonna get a little bit sentimental and say, like, we do this because we have fun, and I get to sit here twice a week and talk with my best friend in the whole entire world.
Oh,
and
stop it, you.
And people
will cry.
And people will listen to it, and I think that's, you know, that's truly special. And the fact that, you know, 2 years is kind of crazy that we've been doing this, because I think about, like, 2 years ago, I guess I was like still doing my we were both doing our undergrad. Like, this is a show that kind of started out of university apartments, my basement apartment bedroom.
Yeah. Oh, I miss that room.
I do too sometimes, but yeah, and now, you know, here I am in my bedroom in my parents' house.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
It's been kind of cool. I mean, maybe, you know, some point tomorrow I'll go back and listen to part of our first episode and like cringe and be like, I cannot believe.
Oh, please not.
I can't believe how far we've come. And cheers for doing it for many more years. Doing the show. Hopefully, you know, maybe when we we'll have this conversation 2 more years from now or whatever. Maybe we will be getting paid. Who knows?
It'd be nice.
It'd be nice.
No, it's like, this is the longest commitment I have ever had, apart from like my degree. So happy 2-year anniversary to us.
I think this show is like probably also as well the longest relationship I've ever had.
Same. By a mile.
Oh, we've just passed. We've just sneaked as the longest relationship I've ever had.
Yeah. I've already met the parents.
That's like
It's
that's
going
the thing
great.
too.
You've met my grandparents. They still ask about you.
Sorry, go on with your thing.
Oh, you crack me up. Yeah, it's cool. It's really good that our conversations get recorded because sometimes we're really, really funny. Um, and it's nice that other people get to experience that. Yeah. This all started because we spent an entire summer just sending 5-minute voice notes to each other all
No, there
day,
was a
every
limit.
day.
Wasn't it like 2 minutes and 30
Was it 2
seconds?
minutes?
It was something like that where it was like 2 minutes and 30
Oh,
seconds or something. Like we had a limit on how long it was in seconds.
yeah.
I think it was like 120
Oh,
seconds or
yeah, it
something.
was like 220, and then it was just a chunk of like 8 2-minute long voice notes at a time. And I was like, yep, this is friendship.
And we were like, hey, what if we turn this into a podcast? And then the Leafs went to Sweden and we're like, well, why
No
not
better
now?
time.
And I don't know if we've said this on the show before, but like this show literally came together like in the span of 2 weeks from like, hey,
Mm,
let's do it to actually having our first episode out. So,
yeah.
which is kind of nuts when we like talk to like, you know, other like friends of ours who also have podcasts and stuff. And they like talk
Mm.
about like months worth of planning that they did to like kind of build the show the way they want. And we were just like, yeah, we were like
We
two
figured
weeks.
we were good at chatting shit.
The
Like,
most like the hardest we thought about anything with the show was like what to call it. And even then I think that was
mm,
a 30-minute discussion
yeah,
at best.
if that. It was just, oh, it was like, oh, what about this? No, that sounds a bit dodge. What about this? Yay! And
So
I discovered my very, very creative and deep love for Canva. Um, and now I get to make loads of really fun, stupid graphics.
I'm just glad I get to put like basic video and audio editing like on my resume now because of the
Mm.
show.
And like I can put Canva, like the free version of Canva, I can put their little tiaras onto pictures of hockey players. I
It's
can do
brilliant.
that.
It's brilliant. But yes, thank like thank you guys so much for listening. It means the world. Thank you so much for following the podcast on Twitter. Thank you so much for
Mm.
liking or retweeting any tweet of ours. It with the show. It means a lot because
Yeah.
like just knowing. I mean, it if no one listened, I think we would still sit here and do it because we enjoy doing it, and
Oh yeah.
we wouldn't be here if we didn't enjoy doing it. But
Mm.
it does mean a lot that there are people who love the show as much as we love making each episode and sitting down and recording it. So, you know,
Yeah. Oh, thanks guys.
thank
Thanks
you.
guys. Also, I
I
will
guess
say
I'll
it's very fitting that I'm ill recording the 2-year anniversary episode
how
because
many
when am I not ill?
there was like a solid, I think, 6 months of the show where we just went back and forth between being sick, I think.
Yeah. The illness just got on a flight between episodes and was like, right, getting those miles in.
Uh but yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for guys for listening. And yeah, with that all sentimental stuff out of the way, um Leafs win
On Pride Night.
on Pride Night. Yes, it was the Leafs Pride Night last night, which is very nice. They always seem to, especially now with Matt Fraser being, I think he's director of diversity and inclusion or
Mm.
something. I think that's his official job title, but with him there with Toronto, they always seem to do a really good job on their nights like Pride
Mm.
Night, like their Indigenous Histories Night, their Black History Night, like women, their I don't want to call it like feminism night, but like I'm trying to remember what they call it. Like they have names for it, and it's just like it's like women.
Women. Yay. I
But
love
they
women night.
always seem to do a good job. This one was really cool. They had a lot of stuff that they posted on socials. You know, I think like Daryl Sittler. They had Brock McGillis there at the game, and he was doing stuff for their like pre-game show, and then also was doing some like social content with them, and had a conversation with Daryl Sittler that was really cool and awesome. So that was cool. Shout out to the players who did have pride tape on their sticks. That was dope.
Shout out.
But yeah, they also posted a video like during the day with Morgan Riley and Scott Lawton, and it was cool. Awesome. Pride Night, there's like auction items available too. They've brought back like signed Pride jerseys, and they've also like got the signed nameplates, which like if you're looking for a more affordable option than like a signed jersey, go for the nameplates. I have Wolves. Cool. I have Wolves from last season, from last year's Pride Night, which is pretty it's pretty cool. So it's on my bookshelf, which is cool. So but yeah, I guess some pre-game news that was announced like 10 minutes before. I was sitting with my parents eating dinner before the game, and I get the notification, and it's like Matthew Nyes will be unavailable tonight due to a lower body injury, which is really funny because they posted a picture, like the team posted a picture of him walking in.
It's like, what
before
happened?
the
Did
game.
he step on a glass?
Is that insensitive to Jack Hughes?
He doesn't listen to us, it's fine.
Who knows? Maybe he does.
Jack Hughes, noted from the fourth line super fan.
But yeah, so no Nyes in the lineup, adding like another name to the Leafs like ever long list of injuries. It was one of those things where it's like, really? Like,
yeah, it's like, oh my god, really? Like, did this have to happen?
Yeah, apparently he's been battling like he's been dealing with, I should not say battling, he's been dealing with a lower body injury for a while now. It's been lingering. So I guess Sammy Blais was told at like they had a full team morning skate, which is very rare for the Leafs to have a full team morning skate like on a game day. Like I should say not full team morning skate, full practice, full team morning skate, which is very rare. Usually they just have like a light shakeout almost. But Sammy Blais, I guess, was told, at that morning skate, hey, be ready, you might have to go in. So turns out they knew the entire time. But I guess when Nyes got to rink,
they wanted to give us the walk-in pictures as a happy Pride Night thing.
Of Matthew Nyes with like a bleach stain on his jeans.
Yes. Happy Pride Night.
Happy Pride. Here's Matthew Nyes in an Adidas t-shirt, in which is a company that sponsors him, and a pair of bleach stained jeans.
It's very me coded.
But yeah, Nyes. So Sammy Blais in the lineup, which kind of also shuffles those lines to be like completely unrecognizable. Like if you looked at the Leafs lineup from that game, I said this on Twitter, but I will repeat it here for the sake of the fact of like I still believe it's true. It gives off vibes of like the 15-16 season, in which they were actively tanking for Austin Matthews that year, except they're not actively tanking. Like the team, like they're not trading guys away. The team is just that injured. That like I then looked at the Marlies lineup today and was like, okay, so if something, especially because Sammy Blais ended up having to leave the game last night because he was coughing up blood. So I was like, okay, so who do you call up? Have we hit Alex Nylander NHL contract time? And then I remembered we have Mike Pezzetta, so I was like, oh my god. Like I literally looked at the Marlies roster, I was like, who's left? There's not that many names of like guys you would feel comfortable calling up. But yeah, the lineup is as follows: Robertson, Tavares, Nylander, McMahon, Domi, Cowan, Michelli, Quillen, Blais, Joshua Lorenz, Yarncroke, and then you had Troy Stecher making his Leafs debut on the third pair with Dakota Mermis. I will say, shout out to Troy Stecher. He had a great game. like him and Dakota Mermis probably were one of the least like better or best. I don't want to say best because that's very definitive, but better D pairs for the night. Like the Troy Stecher was the Leafs' best puck mover, which he's your third pair, like what? He's your sixth, seventh, eighth defenseman, depending on how you want to look at things. And you picked him up off waivers like 2 days ago. And he had a great, like, I think his first shift broke up an attempted scoring chance by St. Louis and then drew a penalty. And I was like, that's all I need to see. All right. Philippe Myers, I don't think you're ever seeing the ice again.
No.
Because he's great. Yeah. Great puck mover. He's a little bit of a smaller stature, which makes him a weird pick for Brad Treliving, who's just known for like picking guys who are 6 feet plus. But he is right. He has a right-handed shot, which is big for the Leafs. So I don't like Troy Stecher, but I will say, goaltending matchup as well. Joseph Wool versus Binnington. In Wool's first game back in Toronto since returning, like his first game in Toronto of the season. I guess now we can stop like counting off milestones of like Joseph Wool's return to the lineup. Oh my God, the sun is right in my eyes and it is blinding me. But yes, I will say though, Leafs did not get off to a good start at all with William Nylander scoring an own goal on his own net. The problem is you watch that goal and you're like, man, if that was like not on your own net and like actually counted for the Leafs, that would be a pretty sick goal.
It'd be really cool. But it was on your own net.
Yes.
Thanks, William.
Really.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
I mean, like at least we know he can score, just not always in the right net. But you know, very easy mix up.
Yeah.
Very easy, like mixing up the 2 goals happens all the time. Happens to the best of us, William. Don't worry. We all do it.
Yeah. I will say though, not to worry for too much because Jake McCabe puts one home. I will say, underrated shot. Jake McCabe.
Offensive powerhouse Jake McCabe.
Offensive powerhouse. Kind of an underrated shot. He's got this like knuckle. I don't want to call it he's got this sort of knuckleball. I guess you could call it a knuckle puck for all you Mighty Ducks fans out there. Of a shot that like he doesn't use it all the time, but when he does, you're like, oh, that was nasty. But yeah, great goal there. And we go into first intermission tied. And then we got Steven Lorentz with his second of the year, with an assist from Sammy Blais. I don't know. I just like when Steven Lorentz scores. I mean, I feel like it brings a smile to your face. And I'm not just saying that because, like, it's not like, oh, when a fourth line guy scores and you get that depth scoring, that's really great. But, like, just, like, a guy like Steven Lorentz. And maybe it's also because the Leafs posted a clip from, like, their most recent blueprint in which had, which Steven Lorentz was in it. And it was, like, a clip of him saying, I play hockey for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I have the best job in the world. And I was like, oh, my God. Guy loves being like a Leaf, and I will say he truly is like the nicest guy. I met him over the summer at an IndyCar race at the IndyCar race in Toronto that he was at. That he was also there. Nicest guy in the world. Simple, like so lovely. So I also would say Steven Lorentz had like an underratedly great game. Like, just kind of one of those, like, really good games that's really quiet because he does his job so effectively that you kind of don't really notice that he's there. Which, if you guys know, I love those games from players. like especially on the defensive side, where they just go about their work and they do it so well that like you don't really like they don't really like jump out at you because they're not making these like crazy mistakes. But yeah, he also he did Lorenz also saved a goal on the line in this one as well, which is awesome. But yes, I also hear I have it was also like a solid game from Joseph Wool. I will say like there was all like he had a 966 save percentage in this game, which I think brings him up to like a season. He's played 2 games, but I think that brings
Still
him
a
up
season.
to still a season. I think that brings him to like a here. Let's see. What does I'm pulling his stats up right now. Yeah, brings him to a 934 save percentage.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think there was a lot of doubt about like whether he'd be able to jump right into a season and play well. I think especially because people would look at his stats with his conditioning stint and his a game and a half with the Marlies. And we said this. It was like, I don't think unless you watched like him play and you watched the game, I don't think if you just like looked at the stat line, you could read too much into his performance. Like you're like, oh my God, he allowed 3 goals in both of his starts. I think you also have to remember that like he's playing behind an AHL defense, and I think a lot of people will be like, well, the Leafs defense right now is basically an AHL defense. I think also as well, like you may like the Leafs defense may not be well, but at least they're like be good right now. But I think for a player like Joseph Woll, like they're just a little bit there's something a little bit more a little bit of predictability with an NHL defense than there is with playing behind an AHL defense, I should say. So like I also it's a thing too where it's like you have to watch the game and you have to just watch the fact that like in his starts with Marley, his puck movement was good, but also like in the AHL the speed is a little bit different, so like your timing can be a little bit off than what you're used to. But I think in this one, like in his 2 games so far with the Leafs, he showed that like he's back, he's able to jump right into it, and he's playing well in all of the facets of his game that like are his strengths. And we talked about this a little last episode too as well, but like in this one it really showed as well because he made some huge saves for the Leafs. Is like you want your starting goaltender, I guess starting goaltender right now, but even when him and Stolarz are healthy, they are both your starting goaltenders. Necessarily, there's not really a true starter or true backup option, which is again a strength of the Leafs. But you want your starting goaltender to be able to show up in big moments. Like when you need a save from them, they're going to give you a save, and that's exactly what Joseph Woll did against St. Louis here in this one. I mean, like I will say also in the way that the stats work, the goal from Nylander doesn't actually count. It was not even registered as a shot against. Because it's an own goal. Like the way that the NHL will do stats for own goals is very strange in the way of like you would think, oh, it's a shot face, but no, not really. And like it was credited to Nathan Walker, but I don't even really think Nathan Walker sort of touched the puck on that sequence very much.
No.
Like it was just like
it was a goal that happened, but did it really?
Yeah. It's like if
conceptually it happened.
If an NHL scores an own goal and no one's around at the goal, like you know, like if a tree falls in a forest.
Yeah.
If an NHL player scores an own goal, does it really count? Not really. Like that's the thing. It's got to be like one of the easiest goals of Nathan Walker's career. That's another thing that I will say is that I watched like the first period and a half. I watched the whole game, but watching the first like period and a half, I was like, if I didn't know any better, I would say that Nathan Walker is like one of the Blues like top players. Because he was all over the puck at like both ends of the ice and like was producing a lot of chances and then would make these really, really good like decisions defensively, like these really great plays defensively in his own zone. And I was like, I thought Nathan Walker was like a 4th line Blorbo. Like this Australian 4th line Blorbo. It's great. Like I will say I do like every time I get like St. Louis Blues like need like social content, like Nathan Walker's in it. I watch it just because I'm like, oh my god, an Australian accent.
It's like, hey. Oh, dear me.
But yeah, like I will say, great game from Wolt. Like he hasn't seemed to miss a step. Like he's come in and is integrated himself back into play like really smoothly. I will say one thing: the Leafs have to be careful to not overwork him like they did with Stolarz, because you do now know you have a really solid option in Dennis Hildeby.
Yeah.
People are gonna look at his record and be like, well, he's like 0-4. Like Leafs haven't won within a net. That's because they like were playing like shit in front of him. So I do believe that like you do have that solid backup option right now because there is no timeline on Anthony Stolarz, but like you still do have that solid backup option of like, hey, like the Leafs play in Montreal on Saturday, so you're gonna want Wool for that, and then you have days off, and then you're Columbus, Washington, Pittsburgh. Like you do have a back-to-back with travel coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like maybe I'd even play Dennis Hildeby. Like if Anthony Stolarz is back, we still don't really have a timeline for Stolarz or like any players besides Scott Laughton who may be ready to go Saturday. But like, oh, I guess sorry, sorry, I forgot about the game on Thursday. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so like, who may be ready to go Thursday against Columbus is Scott Laughton. So like, but I would play Dennis Hildeby like sometime like 2 games next week when you are on the road in Columbus and then either against Washington or Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Like I'd play him 2 games. I would
you need to keep him active.
You need to keep him warm, and I think we saw that last season when he was used as Leafs backup. Like if you let him sit for too long, and he is better at that now than he was last year. Like last year it was a thing of like if you were playing him like close together, like you were having him start, more frequently, you got better results from him. Like the longer you had him sit, he wasn't quite used to sitting, and that's kind of where Matt Murray came in and was really able to excel as the Leafs backup, is because he was able to sit on the bench for long periods of time and like still then play the odd game and put up some pretty good numbers. But I think Hildeby, he's matured and he's gotten better as a goalie, and as he's also like mentally matured as well as a player and as a person because he's just now older. Wow, funny how time works. But I think you do play him 2 games next week, and then you're not really necessarily overworking Wool in that capacity either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I say as if I'm like going to be able to catch most of these games when I'm in Sweden. I'm like, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Let's see how late I'm willing to stay up for some of these.
This will be a welcome to my world.
Yeah, and I'm gonna like get back, and I'm gonna then immediately have to go out west to BC, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, Leafs hockey at 4:00. This is the life.
Living the dream.
Living the dream. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Joseph Woll. I think he played great. And then you know what? And I'm so glad they won this game, because now we can make jokes about William Nylander own goal, and they can make their jokes, because then this game does go to overtime, and oh my god. Like, not every goal is hot. This goal was hot. And that's not necessarily like okay, I say that like a bold-faced lie. I do throw around like that was a hot goal very liberally as a term.
It's fine.
But this one was hot. Like if you watched this like the game on TSN, or even if you go back and you can like watch the highlight that TSN posted of this goal, because you'll get Mike Johnson's like commentary on the replay of this goal. And I texted to you and a couple of our friends. I was like, I think Mike Johnson just came in his pants. Based on his reaction to that goal.
Which is valid. Oh dear.
But like I will say, like, beauty from Nylander with the stick work. But you got to go almost to before that to John Tavares winning a 3-on-3 battle along the not 3-on-3, 3-on-1 battle along the boards where he was able to maintain possession, maintain and control the puck enough along the board while having 3 St. Louis Blues on him to kill time to allow Nylander to come off the bench and allow Morgan Rielly to get there. And then John does, I think, like underratedly the hottest thing he's ever done, which you know when like when things are like it's not like stereotypically hot, but like underratedly that was hot, is the no look kickback pass to Morgan Rielly. Sorry, he didn't just like no look kickback. So he kicked the puck back with his skate out of the corner with 3 St. Louis Blues on him at the boards, tape to like not tape to tape, but like I guess blade to tape to Morgan Rielly, who sets up William Nylander, who like then is just like, hey guys, remember I'm William Nylander, so you can forget that own goal I scored at the start of this game and watch me just absolutely undress Jordan Binnington in front of in his hometown.
It's just beautiful. Thank you, John. Thank you for your service.
The notes I have on this is like full line effort. Like it truly just was like all 3 guys contributed to that. It was great. I have gross period, nasty period. And then I have star players make star plays. Like when you have as many guys hurt in your lineup as the Leafs do, when you have big names like Nyes and Matthews and I guess even like Carlo, when you have those big names out of the lineup, Chris Tanev as well, like when you have so many of those guys out, Anthony Stolarz, like when you have so many of those guys out of the lineup, you expect your remaining star players that you do have left to step up and be star players. And that was a moment where you had your big names of Tavares, Rielly, and Nylander step up and make big plays and be star players in these big moments like you need them to when you have this many guys who are hurt. So great. I also say better looking game overall. I think the Leafs still allowed. Yeah. Well, hey, they allowed less than 30 shots on goal. So if we wanted to roll back with the stat that I've been running with, that I introduced last episode of how many Leafs wins they've had where they've allowed more than 30 shots on goal, they still have yet to win in the last like 3 weeks while still allowing more than 30 shots on goal. But I will say, yeah, great game overall, better game. And I just totally knocked my notebook off my desk. But yeah, it was better. There was still some aspects and there were some mistakes that were made, obviously, because it wasn't perfect. Like St. Louis was still able to score 2 goals and stuff, and things like that still need work. But I think we're moving in the right direction right now, which is great. Brad Treliving had his quarter season media availability, which like that was announced that he was going to have, and a lot of people panicked. And I was like, no, because he talked to the media more than Kyle Dubas did. Like Brad Treliving every quarter of the season, so I guess every 20 games or so, will have, which we're game 20 right now. This was game 20. So every 20 games or so, he will sit and have a media availability with the media and a press conference. And this was very formal. They were like, he was at a podium, and I think the fact that like he had a couple involving Wool already this season, which is extenuating circumstances. I think, a lot of people were like, oh, like, what could this be? Blah, blah, blah. Like, is he announcing this? Is something else going on? It's like, no, it's just run of the mill, like, regular scheduled things. He did have some interesting quotes. I will say he did say that the team has been playing too vanilla in which I had like PTSD flashbacks to like Jimmy Reese being told he's too vanilla by Sheldon Keefe. And I was like, oh my God. I will say that was a great question about team identity. Someone asked it, and I don't know who the reporter is. It was a woman, and I was like, wow, like funny how she's probably asked the best question so far. Funny how that works.
Makes you think.
But about the team about like the identity of this team and where Treliving thinks it is, and if he thinks they even have one in general. I just think it was a great question. But yes, he did say the team was too vanilla. He said he also has firm belief in Craig Berube as a coach. He said he takes ownership of it, but also is like, there are some weird things like, I take ownership of how the team is playing, but is like, I don't like, and I do agree with him on this one. Like airlifting like 15 guys, like 15 new players, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like get like clearing house except for your core guys and bringing guys new, like clearing shop or whatever is not, and then bringing new guys in isn't going to change anything if like guys aren't willing to put in the effort, right? Like a lot of people are thinking it's like, oh, okay, this has to be a problem that you can trade, like that you can fix via trades or acquiring different players or whatever. And I think, no, I think that the thing with this team is there's a lack of like effort sometimes. Like you'll watch a game, there was effort in this game against St. Louis, but you will watch games where they just aren't trying. And it's like, I don't think that will be like, there has to be something further beyond just bringing in new guys to fix that. I do think that you can fix the issues that the Leafs are having with the players that you have, because that team has shown that they can have success before. I don't know. Treliving also had a quote about the fact that like their record is reflective of how the team is playing.
Yeah.
In which case I was like, yeah. Brad, you agree with us when you say the team is playing like crap. But Leafs are back in with 500. I mean, I also will say, can we stop the narrative that the Leafs got rid of Mitch Marner? Because yes, they traded him away, technically. But I think Brad Treliving and I think the Leafs, like they really tried to, I think there was a conscious effort to try and keep Mitch Marner. And then there probably became a point where it was like that became apparent that wasn't going to happen. Not because the Leafs didn't want to keep Mitch Marner, but because Mitch Marner didn't want to stay.
Yeah.
And I know that's going to be hard to hear for people who are fans of Mitch Marner, or people who don't even like Mitch Marner who want to, or like fans of Mitch Marner are seeing the team struggling and are going to immediately point to like the biggest thing that's changed, and that is Mitch Marner no longer being in the lineup. But well, because the Leafs aren't, it's not like the Leafs aren't scoring. Because I think a lot of people's biggest issues were like, how do you replace a 100-point player? Well, the Leafs aren't scoring. They've obviously found solutions to replace his point totals. Do I think that maybe they miss him in some aspects on the PK? Maybe. But also, like, so many of their issues in getting scored on are coming at 5-on-5. In which case, Mitch Marner is not on the ice for 60 minutes a night. So I don't understand. So I don't believe that him leaving, unless you want to start a narrative about some locker room issue that's going on, which in that case, I don't want to fuel because we're not in the room. We don't know. I hate entertaining those ideas. And we've said it before on this show, because we're not in the room. None of us as fans are in the locker room, so we don't know what's going on in there. Unless a player comes to us and be like, yeah, the locker room's really shitty because Mitch Marner's not here or because Ryan Reeves isn't here. Like, there's just no camaraderie in the locker room. Like, you can read body language and analyze quotes from media availabilities all you want in trying to figure out, hey, do these guys actually like each other? In which case, you're wasting your time because you don't know.
Yeah.
So why sit there and like do that? So I don't think this is a Mitch Marner issue. I like the Leafs, they tried what they could to get, like, they got something back for him, which is why they did the sign-in trade. It was just so they weren't losing him for nothing. Not that we expected that return to be something of equal or greater value to Mitch Marner, but the fact that we got Nick Waugh in general, like the fact that we just have something in return is good enough for me, I think, if you knew Mitch Marner wanted to leave the entire time. Which sucks that he wanted to leave, but there's no point in now sitting back and trying to be like, this is all because we don't have Mitch Marner anymore. This is all because the Leafs got rid of Mitch Marner when the Leafs didn't get rid of Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner left. I think if it wasn't a sign and trade, if he just left in free agency, like he just went somewhere else, I don't think people could get away with saying, well, the Leafs got rid of Mitch Marner, because no, he just left. Players leave all the time. That happens. That's the nature of the NHL. He was in his full rights as a player to go look elsewhere for work, and he did, and he found a spot in Vegas. And now the Leafs just have to figure out what to do, because there's no use in sitting here and being like, man, if we had Mitch Marner, we would have won that game the other night. Because no one in that Leafs front office, no one in that Leafs locker room, no one in the organization in general, I guess, is sitting there thinking, man, if we had Mitch Marner the other night against Chicago, we would have won. Like, there's no point in doing that. No one's sitting there in the organization. So then why is us as fans, or why is you as fans, I say you to our general audience, or the people of Leaf fans in general, why are you sitting there doing it? Move on. It's fair enough to do if you go, oh man, if we had Austin Matthews healthy, we would have won this game. That's fair enough. I'll give you that aspect, because he's still on the team. But like, I don't think it's fair to. I don't think it. Yeah, you're not getting. I don't think it's fair to the Leafs. I don't even think it's fair to yourself, and I don't think it's fair to Mitch Marner to sit there and go, man, if we had still had Mitch Marner on the Leafs would have won this game.
It's the thing is, it's like, you're not special. Everyone loses players from their team. It's part of it. It's just hockey. No one's in the same place forever. Well, some people are, but most people aren't in the same place forever.
Yeah,
other people cope.
Rosters change.
People, yeah, it's like you can't expect everything to stay the same, because, like, hello, do you watch hockey?
Do you watch sports in general? I think.
Yeah.
Is maybe like
have
the best way to put it, because this isn't a hockey issue. This is just a sports thing.
Yeah, have you interacted with sports on any level at any point in your life?
You don't necessarily, and maybe I'm wrong, because I actually don't see a lot of like LA Angels fans on Twitter, but they're not going around, maybe if we still had Shohei Ohtani, we would have made the playoffs this year. But except they haven't made the playoffs when they have had him on their roster. But like, I don't interact with a lot of LA Angels fans in general. But like, you don't see them going, man, if we had Shohei Ohtani on our team this year, we would have won. We would have made the playoffs.
Because like,
you don't see them doing that, because they've moved on. They now just have to watch him win World Series with the Dodgers, which, like, welcome to the club. We all are doing that now.
Yeah. Again, you're not special.
You're not special. This is sports. It happens.
It's like, I'm not on the same under-12 football team that I was when I was 12. Because I'm not 12 anymore. And also don't play football anymore.
All right. All right then. Yeah, so some other around the league news. One of them that is big for World Juniors enjoyers in the room, like myself. The Calgary Flames will be releasing Zayne Parekh, or lending him, I guess, to Team Canada for the World Juniors this year, which is huge. I think also, like, because that's been made public, not by the Flames, but that's been made public information, at least like through the media and stuff. This was via Sportsnet, but I do think it will lead to other teams like the Sharks being like, hey, so Sam Dickinson and Michael Misa, would you like to go to St. Paul, Minnesota over Christmas? Or like the Penguins with Ben Kindle. It's hard when like, or even New York Islanders with Schaefer. We'll see about Schaefer. As much as I would love for him to go, I mean, there is still other really talented players that they can pull from other places and things like that. But you kind of want to send like the most loaded lineup you can. You can't, especially if you're Team Canada, you do want to make a lineup of like the best guys possible that are available to you. And if you have the opportunity to get these guys from their NHL teams, that would be huge as well. So and Dale Hunter we trust, but I think Zayne Parekh going is huge. That's big. That's great as well, especially because he didn't go last year, even though he probably should have. But so Calgary Flames allowing him to get that opportunity is really great. I will also say we have some more jerseys to look at. The Stadium Series jerseys for this year, which will be played between the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers in Florida, have been announced, released, put out into the world, and I hate them. Have you seen them?
No.
They're bad. There's like, I have so many. I have complaints. Hold on. I think BR Open Ice has them.
Oh, I was gonna say if the Panthers tweeted them out, I have them blocked. So
No, you can see them on BR Open Ice. I'll just send that to you. That's the wrong. Nope. There you go. I sent it to you over Twitter.
Live reaction. Oh. Guys, be so for real.
They're bad. They're both bad.
I can't decide which one I hate the most.
Can we start with Florida's at least?
Yeah, what?
Why did they
What is going on
Canvify
there?
the cat logo? Like, I actually can pull up a picture of the exact jersey they were trying to replicate. And it was one that they wore, like, their first couple of seasons, where it's got the cat logo on the front. It's red with the blue shoulders. Like, literally, I have pull up an exact picture of the one that they were trying to replicate. But if you compare the two cat logos, the one for the Stadium Series literally looks like they took that old cat logo and, like, shoved it through Canva. Like, you know those romance novels that get the Canva covers? Yeah. That's what they did to this cat.
The poor cat.
But like it looks awful then. I don't
it looks hate it all.
But also like the brown pants and gloves when you have gold in the jersey and the socks that are like
I think the socks are the biggest crime there.
No, did you see the red and the yellow and blue stripes on the like arms?
Oh no, the socks aren't the biggest crime. What?
Are you seeing that on the back? Like,
yeah. Oh, I hate that so much.
And then like at least with New York's, like people are gonna be like, oh, it's ugly. It's
ugly,
just,
but it's the Rangers.
Just boring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like the thing with the Rangers is like, okay, you can say what you will about the like the stripes on the socks. I think that's weird as hell.
It's just too busy.
Like, at least it's not actively ugly as much as it's just boring.
Yeah.
But like, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, because especially because the brown pants. Especially with the brown pants, they have like gold on the patch on the pants, so you just like no, they don't match. Like I hate when teams try to do that, when they try to do this like, oh, we're playing outside, so we're gonna do brown pants and gloves because like old hockey equipment is leather, like brown leather. Except like it comes off disingenuous when it is like the gloves and the pants aren't the same color. And it just looks wrong because it's like, you know, it's a team that didn't play with those colors of like, didn't play in an era when those colors of pants and gloves were like when brown leather pants and brown leather gloves were worn. Like it's different if this is the Toronto Maple Leafs because you know the Leafs played in that era. The Panthers did not. Yeah, so it just like, comes off as like you're trying to like bank on nostalgia points, but it's like
there is no nostalgia.
No, exactly, and that's exactly what they're trying to do with this logo by bringing back the sort of the cat like rawr like logo, like the first like front jersey logo that the Panthers use, except they're not using the same logo. Like I think what would improve these jerseys a million times more was just if they used the right logo. Like if they didn't change the cat logo, if they just were
Yeah.
like, oh, here's our old logo from our original jerseys, smack it onto this one, and I think they would look fine. But like Canva Cat isn't doing it for me. Canva, you know what it looks like now? Because it looks like you've taken the logo through Canva. It looks like a Chell like create a team, create a franchise like jerseys. Like you know when you do the creative jerseys and they just have a bunch of like pre-made logos and
Yeah.
stuff for you that you can like slap on the front of a jersey and like create custom colors for it. That's what it looks like now because it's like also just because that original Panthers logo is just so cool.
Yeah, it's like, why have you taken... They've gone for a concept that was so cool, and then they've just, like, shut it out. Like, I just... It's just so bad.
Oh, this is not even for the Stadium Series. This is the Winter Classic. That's not even getting played on
Oh my...
New Year's Day anymore. This is getting played on January 2nd. Remember they changed the date of it too, away from New Year's Day?
Why?
We had this whole discussion when this got
Yeah.
announced too.
It's so stupid.
It's so
Guys,
dumb.
stop actively just destroying nice things. We can't have nice things anymore because you guys keep fucking it up. Stop. Leave it alone. Everything was fine. I just... I'm so done. Why?
I don't know. I will say there was something else I wanted to add, and I'm like trying to remember. Oh yes, LA Kings had a couple guys at Dancing with the Stars last night.
Oh?
They were like in the audience, like Warren Fogle.
Ew.
I was like watching, and they like will cut to like the audience like react
And
that
you're like, hang
dance.
on a
And I'm
minute.
like, wait a minute, is that Warren Fogle? And I
I
like
know
went
you.
back like 7 times, being like, is that Warren Fogle?
Oh, my dead.
Um, I will say though, can we get more NHLers on Dancing with the Stars? Anze Kopitar's
Yeah.
retiring at the end of the season. Put him on. He's already in LA.
Like, it's just perfect. Please, do it.
Also as well, it was announced, some final news that was announced like just before we started recording. Charlie McAvoy has undergone surgery after getting a puck to the face a couple of games ago. There's no timeline on his return, which is
Oh, no.
worrisome, especially if it involves like jaw reconstructive surgery and things like that. Worrisome for his participation in the Olympics.
Yeah, I can't catch a break.
Like we talked about this last episode. Like a lot of these like longer term injuries are, you start to worry about the Olympics just a little bit more. They just, it starts to be a little bit more of a thought than, you know, some of these not season ending but longer term. When I mean longer term, I mean like at least a month. You start to
Yeah.
worry about those a little bit more as we get further into November, almost December now at this point, that like the Olympics are a thing that we have to now think about and be cautious about. And like, hey, if a guy gets hurt and he was potentially supposed to be on that Olympic roster for his country, or was announced, I think Charlie McAvoy was one of the guys that was announced like back during this, I think
I think possibly.
2026 men's Olympic hockey roster. I don't want the predictions. I want like there we go. preliminary rosters being announced. Here we go. Thank you, IIHF, for having this all. Yes, he was one of the first ones. It was him and like the Kachucks, Matthews, Eichel, and Quinn Hughes. So like, I think that's something you have to start thinking about, especially like I'm now trying to like think about like how long like Bedard was out. Well, Bedard was a freak for coming back as soon as but like you have to start. He's also like a younger guy, which also has an impact on it too. But like you have to start thinking about that as we get closer to rosters being announced and the Olympics and things like that. And I think there's more conversation about the arena, possibly like what happens if the arena's not ready. There's no plan B with that.
Yeah, it's a pickle.
It's a pickle, yeah, for sure. Like there are now conversations that are being had because the arena is still not done yet. Now we still have time, but the NHL wants a test event to be held, and IIHF probably also wants a test event to be held in that arena prior to the Olympics, just to make sure that like, hey, the ice is good, the boards are good, like the routine of flooding the ice is, taken care of, and like all of that sort of stuff that is second nature to arenas, established arenas, or just like arenas that you're not building from scratch for an event, right? Which is different than when like world championships or world juniors and stuff like that, where you're having them at these arenas that are not built specifically for an event. They have their own established procedures already. So safety procedures and things like that, which the NHL is equally as concerned about because of the fact of, hey, we cannot really have guys get hurt at the Olympics again, because last time it happened, it was John Tavares, and then NHL players didn't go back in 2018 because of that. So a lot of things to think about with the Olympics, for sure. I think it is something to keep in mind, especially something to watch as we because we don't know what timeline for Charlie McAvoy right now. So something definitely to keep in the back of your mind. I'm sure we'll probably do a whole segment on this show about Olympic rosters and stuff prior to the Olympics, about who we think we should go for, at least Team Canada and maybe Team USA. I mean, like, my opinion is right now, because your top four, like the guys who are leading the NHL in scoring right now, are all Canadian, and two of them are Connor McDavid and Nathan MacKinnon. The other two, Macklin Celebrini and Connor Bedard. Take Macklin Celebrini and Connor Bedard.
Oh yeah.
Take them. People are gonna be like, oh, but the pressure, blah blah blah. These kids have felt pressure since the time they could understood.
It's Macklin Celebrini and Connor fucking Bedard. I think they understand pressure.
I think they'll be fine, and I think also as well, you have to be
careful. It'd be fun for them.
It'd be fun for them. It'd be fun for Canada to watch, and also like Canada made the mistake in 2006 not taking Sidney Crosby to Turin. Why would you make that mistake again twofold?
Yeah.
With two young, talented players who are playing some of the best hockey of their lives right now, and are leading the league and are like up there, not leading the league, but like are among the league leaders in scoring, and you have the opportunity to have them represent your country when they have before. Take them. Do it.
Yeah.
Take them. Because like you're going to be playing on a bigger ice, you need speed. So you can't take an old slow guy. If I see Tom Wilson on that goddamn fucking Olympics roster over Macklin Celebrini and Connor Bedard, I swear to God, I will lose it. I will lose it on fucking what's his face, Armstrong, and Don Sweeney and Kyle Dubas. They will rue the day. Rue the day they decided that Tom Wilson was worthy of an Olympic roster spot. Mark my word. I can't be issuing threats on the podcast.
It's not a threat, it's a promise.
With that being said, if no one has decided to make any news, I'm like trying to like watch. We're awaiting a PWHL trade. They're Um, sorry, no, there's a potential P2HL trade, and they haven't. They haven't announced any details. It's potentially between it's potentially between Vancouver and Minnesota, and there's like no details, and rosters are due in like 20 minutes at like 5 o'clock when we're recording this. So like I'm like it's going to happen, and I'm like sitting on my hands waiting for it. Because I have a feeling it will be a big one.
Yeah. Ooh, exciting.
But I think we'll end this episode here. With that being said, thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
To both this episode and the past 2 years of From the Fourth Line. In the meantime, you can find the show continuously wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow the show on Twitter at From the Fourth Line. That's fourth with the number 4TH. And if you miss the two of us between episodes, because I'm going on vacation for the next like month, basically.
Yeah, you're zipping around.
I'll be in Sweden for 2 and a bit weeks, and then I'll be in BC for a week for work. So we are unsure at how regular we'll be able to get episodes out. It is a shame that our podcast kind of revolves around current events and like things, being recorded as they happen, or we would have like pre-recorded a bunch of episodes. If only we hosted like a true crime podcast. And we could just bankroll episodes. Like we could just like hold on to a bunch of episodes and then like throw them out there. But we'll see how many we'll be able to get out. If I have to, maybe I'll just end up having to record one in the car with my parents as we drive between Stockholm and like Gothenburg, or like Stockholm and Oslo or something. Special guest. My dad will finally get his dream fulfilled of calling into the podcast.
Yay! We have to let him live his dream. The podcast that makes dreams come true.
But we'll see. If you don't hear from us for a while, that is why.
Life gets busy.
Life gets busy. I go on holidays for like a month consecutively.
Yeah, and I'm going to be heading into the academic trenches of having 4 pieces of coursework to do at the same time.
So, but like, if you want to catch up with us, I'm sure then, because if we're not doing the show, we'll have more to say on Twitter, and also as well, if you want to follow along with I'll keep everyone in the loop when I'm in Sweden.
Yeah. I'm climbing a mountain next weekend.
You can find all of our adventures over there on Twitter at 60 Leaves for Ella, at PearB1 for myself. Thank you guys so much for listening again. And you know what? Go Leafs, go. The Raptors did win, though, the other night.
Ooh, good luck charm.
So, you know what?
Raptors hire us.
Raptors hire. Same organization. Maybe we should just say MLSE hire us. Thank you, guys.